Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be reviewing the Sonos Era 300. Now, it's been a while since Sonos released the Era 300, and it was released back in 2023, if I'm not wrong. And I just wanted to sort of update the review of the Sonos Era 300 for 2026. Is it a good buy in 26? The Era 300s, you can get it for somewhere around 40,000, and that's possibly the best price that it's gotten till date. So, is it relevant? Should you buy this? And if you do buy it, who is it for? All of these questions I'll answer in this review. So, let's get to it. If you look at these speakers, these are sealed speakers. There are no ports in this. On the back, you'll find that there is a port for the power and a few physical buttons with the mic toggle, a USB Type C, and a Bluetooth button. The rest of the controls sit here at the top, which is for the next track, previous track, pause, play, and the volume adjust. The controls in itself are fairly intuitive. There's not much of a learning curve. They're touch sensitive, so there you go. Apart from that, the build quality, I would say, is plasticky. Not really fond of this material. Again, it looks premium, but it doesn't feel premium, if you know what I mean. So, I mean, it's okay. Nothing great. And the shape of the speakers, in my opinion, I don't really like it. I prefer conventional shapes rather than this futuristic shape that they're going for. Not really my thing, but let me know if you do actually like the shape of these speakers. Now, the drivers in the speaker are housed here and all around this. So you have drivers firing all around these speakers, top, sideways, and bottom, as well as in front. Now, while this might look impressive, it doesn't really sound impressive, I would say. So, if you look at the frequency response of the speaker, the bass reaches deep, I would say, for this speaker size, but the mid bass, I would say, is noticeably bloated. If you look, there's a spike over there, and that just shows that it's been accentuated artificially. Out of the box, I would say that the bass on this lacks the tightness, and you'd expect this from a high fidelity speaker. It's punchy, but I feel that it's kind of muddy without the significant EQ correction that it requires. And coming on to the mid range in these speakers, I would say, is noticeably lacking. There's no clarity in the mid range, and that's partially, I think, because of the speaker layout, the driver layout that it has, and that muddles the mid range so much that you can't hear the details. And next we have the treble. Now with the treble, it's generally pleasing. It's well extended thanks to the dedicated side firing and the upward firing tweeters. But the treble, I would say, isn't really forward. There's no sparkle in it. It's rolled off. It's safe. And that's pretty much the characteristic of it. Now let's talk about soundstage and separation. Now, when it comes to soundstage and separation, this speaker doesn't do a good job at all. Now, if you look at the driver layout of this, as I explained before, this fires right in the front, this fires all around. Now, because there are tweeters that fire all around these speakers, there's no sound, there's no separation in the soundstage. You're just looking at kind of a mixture of sounds trying to envelop you. And if you listen to any Dolby Atmos track, which is mixed for Dolby Atmos, and you have dedicated channels, it doesn't sound anything like what these speakers give you. So when it comes to music, I would not recommend these speakers to anyone. They don't have that separation. They don't have that imaging that you need from two stereo pair speakers. And it's not really satisfying. So when you're trying to, pinpoint an audio source in your listening, you can't really do that with these speakers because they're firing everywhere. You have reflections coming on from every surface that is around it, and that accuracy that you need just isn't there. So I would say for a stereo pair, the driver setup itself defeats the purpose. And for music listening, I wouldn't recommend these. So, if not for music, where would I recommend these? I would recommend these if you have an entire Sonos ecosystem connected to your TV. You have an ARC, you possibly have a sub, and you're looking to expand your channels into surrounds, possibly upfiring as well. Then Era 300 do a very decent job. They're good for surrounds and nothing more than that, I feel. These speakers, if you're listening for music, then I would strongly recommend that you go with the fives rather than these. The fives hit lower, they have sparkle, and honestly, they just sound way better than these. I mean, my final verdict on these would be go buy these speakers if you're already invested, heavily invested into the Sonos lineup. You know, you've bought the Arc, you've bought a sub, and you want rare surrounds. Otherwise, as a first Sonos speaker, or even for stereo listening, I wouldn't recommend these.